Concord 9th. Today I'm here to walk you through our November 2018 new product release. It's getting cold here in Utah and it's time to bundle up. This month we have some fun wintry bundles, a fun set to do Venn diagrams, and even a new way to turnabout. I will be sharing a few details about each product and showing you some projects today, but be sure to check out each individual product page for more inspiring projects and even how-tos on how to use these products. Introducing our Geometrics bundle. Yes, this looks like simple circles and triangles, but this bundle can do so much more. You can not only create fun backgrounds, but Venn diagrams too. The dies have drop-ins and they are double cuts. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna slide this over so that you can see. I'm first gonna show you how the stamp works. Okay, so you've got these different triangle pieces. So if you stamp the solid plus the lines over it, you end up with a solid with stamped stripes on the top. Okay, you've also got the larger triangle where if you do the solid plus the outline, you get them both combined. Now here's what I mean by the Venn diagrams too. Okay, you can take, if you stamp your circles and these words and point your arrow, then you can get an image like this. So you overlap the circles and put a word in each circle, and basically the middle is things that are awesome: bacon, you, and unicorns. Here is another thing that you can do from the stamp set. You plus me equals my favorite kind of math. So if you stack those, or you can do inside-outside greetings, there's another way to use some of the sentiments in the stamp set. Now, let me show you how these dies will work also, okay? Like I mentioned, you've got this piece, which is separate from this outside. They are connected, but you just clip those apart, and then you'll end up with way more use out of your die set. So let me show you. Okay, for example, here's this circle die, and it has this piece here. You can just stamp your circles and cut them out if you like. So you're going to stamp your solid and die cut that with your circle, stamp the outline, or just stamp the stripes, and you get those three different looks. Now if you use this piece of the die only, you can get like a little peek through. You can also just die cut the outside circle, get a solid circle. But because it has a double cut layer, you also get this outside ring only. Now, if you combine these two, like layering that inside and then, layering it inside and then running it through your die cut machine, you will get this piece all connected together. So look at how versatile those dies can be. Let me just put this back here and I will show you the rest of the die set. Okay, so that works the same with all of these pieces. Okay, so there's your stamping. So you've got your stamping, you've got your two dies, and then you also get those 4 pieces just from these 2 dies. Again, this little triangle does the same. And then we've also included in there this little high and there die. So you can use the high and it has a little dot you'll want to keep track of. And then you can either use the negative space or use the fallout letters as well. So this is doing so much with just that little die set. Now let me show you some examples of what has been made. So here's one of those cute cards with a Venn diagram. You, unicorns, and bacon are things that are awesome. Here is another one that's a fun birthday one. Cake, more cake, yay, happy birthday. Okay, here is an example where you can just use those peek through dies. So see, you've got the triangles. We've just die cut randomly on the card and then added the stamping. So you plus me equals my favorite kind of math. And we just line those triangles up inside the card. Here is one where you can use the triangle outline and just stamp an all over pattern. And then we've done the high there using the negative and adding some colored cardstock behind it. Here is an example of making your own pattern and just watercoloring in different colors to give that a fun background on your card. You can also use those die cuts and stack them. And look, it makes a cute little ice cream cone with your triangle die down there at the bottom. Can you see that? And it's even got the texture of the cone from the slats. Amazing, kind, sweet, you're a treat. So cute. Now this might be unexpected, but here you have a Christmas card. We've just used those triangle dies and added the texture of the stamp set in there. And this is from our Very Merry Sentiments and made an adorable Christmas card. So there is so much that can be done with this. Are you ready to think outside of the box, or in this case, circles or triangles with this bundle? We cannot wait to see what your crafty minds will come up with. Here we have our Darling Petals Turnabout bundle. We stepped up our turnabout game with this one. Yes, this still functions the same way with 4 turns to make a full colorful background, but this time you can use up to 8 colors of ink. You'll want to test out your ink colors first on scratch paper, then get to turning. Let me show you what I mean by using for up to 8 colors of ink. If you'll look at the turnabout section of this stamp, you'll notice that on this half are the florals, and on this half is all the foliage. Okay, so when you're doing your turning, you're gonna stamp one half in like pinks or reds or yellows, and this half in greens. In order to, when you're turning, that you'll end up with green foliage and like pink flowers. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let's slide those off to the side. First, let me just show you about the dies, because that's the easy part, okay? So you've got this die set here. You've got a large flower that die cuts the large ones, a little flower, and then your leaves. You also have the scripty word darling, and this is the little dot to the eye. Don't lose that so that you can actually dot your eye on your die cut. And then notice here that in the stamp set, you've got different sentiments that build around the word darling, like to the darling couple, darling sweet baby, to my darling friend, or just hello darling. So this is a way that you can mix and match your stamping and die cutting together. Now let me show you about the turnabout, okay? So you've seen these on our website if you're familiar with our turnabouts. This is what I mean by doing the different colors of ink, okay? So this is using just 2 colors of ink, but stamped 4 times. By 2, I mean 2 at the same time. 1 color for the flowers and 1 color for the leaves. This is what it looks like stamped once, twice, 3 times, and all 4 times. Okay, here is another one where we've actually used 4 colors of ink. So you start with your 2 colors, okay, and by 4 colors, I mean 2 greens and 2 reds and pinks. Okay, so you've stamped once, and then we're adding in like this coral color with the darker, more emerald green. Okay, so that's stamped once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times, using a total of 2 inks in the greens and 2 inks in the corals and reds. And that's what it looks like. Okay, now if you want to just completely step it up, this is what it looks like if you use 2 different inks with every turn. Okay, so you're going to use a pink and a green, and then switch colors and use like a purple and a darker green, and then switch colors again. You've added in your blues, and then this one is all 4 turns with 8 colors of ink, using 2 colors of ink in 1 turn. Hopefully that will make sense. Okay, now let me show you what I strongly suggest is to first test out your ink on scratch paper. You'll notice here that we picked 2 colors that were 2 blues, but when we stamped them over the top of each other, you lose that light color of ink because light doesn't show over dark. Okay, so we tested again, lightened up the blue color that we used, and then you can actually see the layering stamp when they're both stamped together. That does show through. Okay, let me show you some more examples. This is all 4 turns using just 1 color of ink for the flowers and 1 color of ink for the foliage. Here is another example where we've used 2 colors of ink for the flowers and 2 color of inks for the foliage. So it just kind of gives a little bit more dimension and a little bit more tones in there. This one is using 4 colors of ink, okay? So you've got 4 colors of ink, 2 for the flowers and 2, no, sorry, this is 4. 4 for the flowers and 4 for the foliage. So just depending on what look you want to get, you can mix and match your colors together. One other thing I do want to point out is if you notice, it leaves an empty space in the middle. This is because we've designed the sentiments to actually fit right there in the middle. Okay, so you can also stamp like best wishes, oh happy day, and then there's your hello. But without the white cardstock, you can just stamp them right down in the center of those. The other option is we've included an extra flower in the stamp set here that if you stamp that right there in the middle, it fills in your pattern. Okay, so you don't have a blank space anymore. So that is also fun to do. Now, what I strongly suggest is that you tune in to our technique video where I will go into more depth on how to go about turning this turnabout. Do you agree that this bundle is darling? Let me show you some more samples that have been made. Okay, this is one where it's just 2 colors. You've got yellow for your flowers and the gray for the foliage. Turns out really cute, and we've added those die cuts on the top. Okay, here is one that is just 2 colors of ink for the flowers and 2 colors of ink for the foliage. Here's one that uses 4 colors of ink for the flowers and 4 colors of ink for the foliage. You've added in your blues and some other corals and stuff where they overlap together, and then you've got your sentiment right there in the middle. Here we've just created a card that is tonal. Okay, so you've just stamped all the same tone of ink on craft cardstock, and you can still just get an all over look with that fun background. And then you use your die cuts to really emphasize your focal point. Here's one again that's all done in the same color, but we did add some gold embellishments, and we've used our Neutrals glitter pack on that die cut there to give it all that fun shimmer. Here's another example where we didn't use the turnabout at all. You can just use the die cuts, and if you can see that, like the word darling is actually the negative space, and then we added in another piece of cardstock behind it, but it kind of gives those words a fun texture there, and then just added your die cuts and your sentiment on top. Okay, so do you agree that this bundle is darling? Are you ready to come up with some color combinations in your crafty head? We cannot wait to see them. Be sure and tag us at Concord 9th. Here are our swirls dies. What is cuter than stitched swirls on your cards? How about stitched swirls that can be used in 4 different ways? It's so versatile and can be used with so many different Concord 9th products. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, it looks like this is all one die cut piece, but you can actually clip them apart so that they are in 3 separate pieces. Okay, let me show you. This one is just using this die. So you can either cut just the top of it, or you could actually use just this piece and just do the bottom part. It just depends on how many swirls you want on your card. Okay, here is one where we've actually used these 2 pieces together to create an outer edge of stitched swirls. This is fun because it leaves the middle open for sentiments or other stamped images that you can put right there. Now, if you want, you can actually lay that middle piece back in and you get an all over card design. So we just thought that that was really fun to be able to do it in 3 different pieces, yet it still looks like one continuous die when you run it through the machine all at the same time. One other option is to remove these 2 just using this piece, and you can have your swirls anywhere on your card front that you choose. So this is a really fun way to use this 3-piece die. I'm going to show you some examples here. Here are these cute little kids from our bundled up stamp set and die set. And we've got the swirls just going on in the background, giving it a fun wintry feel. Here we've just used that top one piece, which allows us to stamp in the middle, still on the card front. There's no extra layers on here. You can stamp right in between those swirls. Here is another one that also uses just that outside edge. And then we put our die cut winter wear girl right there in the middle. Here is one that uses the entire outer edge, again, leaving the blank spot in the middle to stamp your sentiment. This is also the same idea, and then we've just pieced a sentiment in there. Added some fun sequins. It just gives it such a fun texture. This one is all over. So even behind the snowflake, you can see there's continuous swirls there, and then you just pop your main focal point element right on top. Here we've done another all over card design, and we've just added some watercolor swashes to it, but you can still see that fun stitched detail in the background. Now don't just limit these to winter cards. Look how cute it looks behind our Darling Petals Turnabout stamp. We've just put a stamped element there, a layer, and then you have these cute swirls poking out from behind. So this isn't just for winter. It looks really cute with anything. Okay, how many of your cards will end up with these cute stitch swirls on the background? We'd love to see what you create. Be sure to tag Concord 9th when you post. Here is our bundled up bundle. These bundled up kids are so fun to create wintry scenes with. We've also created this set to be used in 3 different ways. You can stamp the outline and color it with your favorite medium. You could stamp the outline and fill it in with these solid images with different colors to quickly add color. Or you can just use the solid images to build the children and their clothes, and you'll have a no-line look. So I'll show you that in just a moment. But these kids can hold hands, they can hold the flag, they can hug, or even throw snowballs. So let me go over how these stamps and dies will work. I'm just going to slide these off to the side. And let's show you first. Some of the pieces may be a little confusing as to what they are in the set. Here, I'll move this down a little bit. Okay, so like you might wonder what some of these littler pieces are. So here is the flagpole, and you've got the flag. You got these 2 little ties that actually attach on the end of the banner. We did make those separate so that if you wanted your banner to go the other direction, okay, you can just place them wherever you want on the flagpole. So we didn't attach those, and that's how you build your flag. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to slide this in here and show you all the different elements that this stamp set can do. Okay, so what you'll do first is this one is done by stamping the outline of the girl first in a black ink, and then taking all of these little pieces in the different colors that you choose to fill in. So like there's her hair and the face, her little scarf with the jacket, her gloves. These are the little earmuffs. So if you're wondering what those are in the stamp set, they're to go over the earmuffs. And then she's got her little leggings and boots. Okay, the same holds true for the boy. So you've got the head, the face, the scarf, the jacket, boots, pants, and his gloves. And that just adds all that fun color in there. Now, if you decide to, you can build the children with just the solid pieces. There's no outline image on there. The only thing you have to add separate is their little face. Okay, so that is a separate stamp in the stamp set so that you can add their faces on. And then here's the little girl. So this set is really fun in that you can get very different looks depending on how you stamp the outline or don't stamp the outline, or you can even watercolor it in yourself. So we thought that that was really fun. Let me also show you how the die works. Okay, so you've got, once you stamp and build your children, then you have the die cut that will cut out around the outside of the entire image. You've got the little heart die that cuts out the cute hearts, and also that heart does have a solid and an outline image, so you can do either solids or do them both. Okay, you've got the flag where you can stamp different sentiments that fit inside the flag shape. The die set also comes with this border edge, which creates a cute little snow hill. Now, if you die cut that twice, so you'll cut two and just flip one around, so that's identical. So flip it around and then you can make a snow hill that goes two different directions. There is this smitten dies. You can use the fallout letters on their own, or it actually follows the curve. So the die is slightly curved. It follows the curve of the snow hill there. And then we did give you this strip of circles to create a bunch of little snowballs all at the same time. Okay, so that is basically how the set works. So let me show you some fun samples that were created with this bundle so you can get an idea of what you can create. Here is one that actually shows all of the kids are die cut out. There's the outline is stamped, and then we filled it in with color, created our own little sign here, have some snowballs down at the bottom. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you is that the kids can actually, like here in this sample, he's holding a snowball. He could be throwing a snowball. The kids, if you put them together like this, they can hold hands. Let me move this out of the way. They can hold hands, or if you tuck them in just right, like this, they can look like they're hugging each other, which is super cute. You could put them this direction, they can hold hands. So anyway, you can mix and match, but we just thought that that was a cute idea that you can kind of snuggle them close together. And then they can be holding the pole, throwing snowballs, doing other things. Okay, back to the sample. So here is this one, and this background is actually using our swirls die. Here is another example where we've got Smitten on the snow hill, and he's got a cute little heart that he's holding. That would be a really cute Valentine's card. Here are the kids that are holding the flags. Okay, and they're also, you've got the outline stamp, and then these are actually colored in, it looks like, with alcohol markers. Here is one, it's a really super cute birthday card. There's no line, so we just stamped the solid images to build the little boy, and he's holding this cute little sentiment, happy birthday to an incredible kid. Here the two are holding hands. And again, we've done the outline stamp just in like a lighter gray tone, and then stamped all the solid images to dress them up in those cute clothes. And the background is our happy plaid stamp. And then here's another one too, where she's just looking cool, and that's the sentiment in the stamp set, and she's the no line watercolor. So there is so much that you can do with this stamp set. Okay, so who is ready to create fun winter scenes with these adorable kids? Will you have them holding hands, hugging, or throwing snowballs? Be sure to show us what you've created by tagging Concord and 9th. Here is our winter wear bundle. These cute hipster girls are so fun to stamp with. Not only can you dress them up in scarves, hats, glasses, and earmuffs, but you get to play around with cool coloring techniques too. Let me show you how these work. Okay, the die actually just die cuts around these images. Okay, so you've got your scarves and your hat, mittens, and this cute little bird. So those will die cut around your stamped images. And then let me show you how you can go about stamping these girls. Okay, let me bring this over so you can kind of see where the images are. So you've got this girl right here with the braid, you've got this cute girl with the bun, and then you've got scarves and hats and things that you can add on. Let me just show you this. So if you stamp her plus the scarf, and if you're wondering what this little piece is right here in the stamp set, it's the little earmuffs plus the bird equals her. Okay, so you'll stamp her head, you'll add the scarf, there's her little earmuffs. You just stamp one side, flip it around, and stamp the other, and then you can add the bird in the top. So that's one little girl. And then here is the other one. So when you add all of these pieces, her face and braid with the scarf, the hat, some glasses, she ends up looking so cute like that. Now you can also go back in and like these glasses will work on this girl. You can add the bird over here. So mix and match, but that is how you go about stacking up the stamp set to make your completed girls. Okay, let me show you some projects that have been created. This is so cute. There's also like these little swirl images are in the stamp set right here. You've got some swirls and these cute little embellishments that you can stamp around. And she is just colored in with alcohol markers, and that bird is propped up there in her little bun. Then you've got this girl here. Now we've used our swirls dies behind her and then just colored her in softly with colored pencils. And she looks so cute on this card with those cute little rosy cheeks. So fun. Here are the two girls together on a card. So again, mix and match what they're wearing, whether they have glasses on or not. Looks really cute together. Here's an idea also where you don't have to use the girls at all, and you can put your sentiments in between your winter wear of the hat and the scarf. Super cute. Here is a girl where she's just kind of peeking at the bottom of the card. Again, there's our swirls die to give some texture around her. And here's another idea where you can just mix all of the pieces together on your card and make your own background with your sentiment popping up on the top. Do these girls have you ready to dress up in your winter wear? Get coloring and send lots of warm and cozy wishes this winter. Okay, here it is, our full November 2018 new product release. We hope you're as excited as we are to use these new products. Be sure to check out each individual product page in our shop for more inspiring projects and how-tos. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube. And tag us when you're making projects too, using hashtag Concord and 9th. Happy crafting!